Hey, awesomes. Welcome to part three of the course overview videos for our first week together. I know I got caught off just towards the end of that last video, and I was just going over, I was ending, in a way, if you will, my discussion of kind of how the course was going to work, and I was getting ready to pop over into the kind of a sample of kind of what the course is going to kind of look like to give you real quick. Excuse me. So, the informative, so we have three major speeches: informative speech, your persuasive speech, your invitational speech. These types of things. These are the three speeches. There's a little rhetorical analysis and a self-reflection project. Kind of start off the semester. We'll talk more about those. Don't worry about those necessarily this week. Main focus is doing the reading. Yeah, please make sure that you really take the time to read this, understand each one of the section, understand the particular guides. The chapter gives us 5 guides to kind of help us think about how to engage constructively in a course like this. It's taking a critical social justice approach. Flip back to here real quick. I believe that when I got caught off in the last video, I'm not sure if I made this clear, so I'm going to make it clear right quick. So your informative speech, your persuasive speech, and your invitational speech, you will pick a subtopic within the overall topic of social justice or social injustices, right? So we have the broader categories of gender, race, class, and of course, then there's other ones too that we'll talk about, like ageism. There's also inequalities, persons with disabilities, things of that nature. We'll go into a lot more of those, but you'll pick, kind of like we did last semester, for those of you who had me in 101, and maybe those of you who are new to me, 102, if you had 101, you hopefully did the same thing. You picked a topic, right, about what you wanted to learn a little bit more about, and you kept that topic kind of throughout the semester, right? So that's kind of the point I think I was making at the end of part 2 video. So you want to do the same thing here. Of course, we've got a couple of weeks to kind of maybe figure that out, and hopefully through this reading and then the next reading we've got for next week, you can start thinking about within this realm of social injustice or social justice, that subtopic that you would like to, pursue a little bit more. So I wanted to point out something really quickly if I can find it. Because I think what's interesting here is where we're going to be focusing our query, I think, our inquiry into this topic, and kind of begin to think about it, is that we have to be aware that there are these structural inequalities. And so look for that term in this structural inequalities that exist, that we're going to critically examine and think about ways that they can be broken down. Okay, before I run out of time again, so this is just an idea of course, I'll have this to you in a more professional looking. So we'll have this week some instruction next week. Then we're going to have a prep week, and I'll talk to you about what the prep week means. And then weeks 4 and 5 will be presentations, and this will be when we all come to class. If it's your day to schedule, if your day is scheduled to give your presentation that day, you'll give your presentation. If you're not scheduled to give your presentation that day, you'll be responsible for what we call presentation questions. And on the day that you give your speech, you're responsible not for presentation questions that day, but you're responsible for bringing your outline due during that class. And then once that unit is over, right, the informative speeches, then we'll hit unit 2, which is our persuasive unit. And we'll talk about that for a couple of weeks. And then we have spring break that particular week, which you can kind of use, quote unquote, for your prep week. Then we have 2 weeks of presentations when we come back. There again, if you're giving your presentation on one of those days, you're responsible for bringing in your outline. If you're not giving a presentation, you're responsible for your presentation questions. And then 2 more weeks of instruction. We get another prep time. And then our last 2 weeks, we'll give the final speech. So that's kind of the rhythm, if you will, right? Rhythm and flow of kind of how our semester is going to look this spring 2022. All right, guys, I'm about to run out of time again. All right, so that'll do it